Hello. In this video, we are going to talk about how to create a quiz assignment on Google Classroom. So in my demo class, I have created assignments, the regular assignments. Now, in order to create a quiz assignment, I need to go to Create, go on to Quiz, put on all the necessary details like Quiz 1, any instructions, and you'd see a blank form, a blank quiz. Click on this one. This is a template provided by Google. It basically has a outline like this. You have the title and the header. Say this is the quiz 1. You can put any description if you want. Now there are certain menus on the right side where you can add questions manually. You can import questions from a question bank. You can put in some title and other descriptions if you need to. Images, videos, even a section breaking down your questions, just like creating a Google form. But the only added advantage that you can now assign point values to each of the questions that you put in. Now, what I generally do is create some questions regarding like name for the students. You see the question answer pattern or answer options change. There are short answers, paragraphs, multiple choices, check boxes, drop-down menu, even file upload. And I haven't checked these yet, so I cannot tell you for sure what those are. Date and time, you can put in those as well. So name would be short answer. ID. Now, you can put it as number, text. You can configure all of these. I would remove the response validation. They just need to type in the ID that they're provided, and I would put in section. Generally, I give if I have multiple sections of a same course, I design like say for instance 07 and add another option 09. Two sections, so they can select either one. You can make these questions mandatory by clicking on the required, so they cannot skip this question, that they have to answer it. If they don't answer these questions, they would not be able to go forward with the quiz. So I generally make these questions mandatory so that they do not skip these questions. So sometimes the students forget to write their name, ID, and section. That most often happens. So if they don't fill these out properly, they will not be able to move forward with that. And right after that, I add a section. So they will first be presented with this section, these three questions, and then they will click on next, and that will take them to the next section, which brings us to like questions. Now here you can start adding questions. Say if you have a question like multiple choice question, you can write the question directly here. Say information systems consists of the following. Now you change these options. It's a multiple choice. Yes, okay. Let's call it data tech management and say security. I'm just going as it is. Now these are, say for instance, your answer choices for the students. Now how do you make Google understand which one is the correct answer? Go to the answer key. If you click on answer key, it will allow you to pick the correct answer. Let's say data, and you can assign the point value to 1. You can also add an answer feedback, that why this the answer is wrong and why the answer is correct. You can basically give a feedback to your students that why this answer is correct and why this answer is wrong. Once you're done selecting the correct answer, press done and make it required. I usually do it for all the questions that I have, and yeah, and then you move on with another question. Now if you have a true or true false questions, data is essential for information systems. You see, the Google Forms automatically give you this Likert scale, or you can have your own scale like true, false. Again, going back to the answer key, true, point value assigned is 1, and done, and make it required. You can one easy way to basically create questions is, rather than going if you have like multiple choice questions, rather than creating adding questions again and again, you can just duplicate this question so that it duplicates. You all have all the options already here. You make the changes here and you make the changes here as well, and you have all things ready. But the only thing that you have to make sure that you change the answer key to, say for instance, this one. If you have one answer choice, you can have multiple correct answer choices as well, that you need to provide, say, 2 points for 2 correct answers, and so on and so on. Now that's basically how you create a quiz online. You can have another type of question. Say for instance you want a short answer. Define information system. So it will have a paragraph option automatically given here, so they can answer it as long as they want it to be, and you make it required as it is. Now there are certain tips and tricks that I use in order to make sure that the students don't get the same question all the time. You see this more options. If you click here, it says shuffle option order. So once you click that, every student is going to see a different arrangement of the answer choices. In this arrangement, data, tech, management, and security is there chronologically, and in another version they would see, say, tech is the first one, management in the second one, data is the third one, and security remains in the fourth. So it will shuffle it, so no student is going to see the same option order as it is. You can make this for every question, not for the true false, I should say. Yeah, that's basically it. Now the important part here is for us. How would we get the gradings? Where would the grades be stored? If we go to responses, you would see that there is this option where you'd see the select response destination. Now you click on select response destination, it's going to create a new spreadsheet. You have a select existing spreadsheet option as well, but create new spreadsheet, press create, and if you click here, it will show all the questions as well as this score. You will see the scores up here, and you will be able to copy those scores and send it back to your students. That's generally how you create a quiz in Google Forms. Under settings, you have some options, like you can collect email addresses automatically. As I have created a separate section in my forms to collect their email address manually, I'm not going to select this one. Now, what the respondents can do: edit after submit. I urge you not to do that. See summary, charts, and text responses. Better not to tick mark it. Now, show progress bar. Yes, I want to show the progress bar to the students. Shuffle the question order. That I always make sure that it's tick marked. And you can send a message. Show link to submit another response. No. I would not want one particular student to submit multiple versions of the quiz answers. I would want them to submit only once. Any confirmation message that you want to give them at the end of the quiz, you can write it here. And under this quiz, make this a quiz. The lock mode is not available for us. Release the grade, whether you can do it immediately, or what I do, because I sometimes have questions that I need to review myself that Google Classroom cannot automatically grade, so I turn on later after manual review. Respondents, now this is up to you, whether you want the students to see the missed questions, correct answers, or point values. Depending on how you design your quiz, you can keep this tick marked on or take it off. What I do, I generally take the correct answers off, because the questions generally tend to get the students can get access to the correct answers very easily, so I don't want that to happen. And missed questions, yeah, not so much, but the point values I generally keep it tick marked on. And when you press save, it will make the changes up here. Now let me show you some of my quizzes that I have taken. Now it will show up here as draft, as I didn't post it. You can edit it again or delete it by clicking here. Let me show you what a quiz generally looks like. I took a quiz a couple of days back, but I removed the link so that they cannot submit it again. Let me try to open up here. So you'll be seeing this sort of a response. So if you click here, you'd see all the responses that are here, the correct answers, the wrong answers, everybody's answers, and their scores: 12 out of 20, 17 out of 20, and so on. You can just copy this whole column along with their ID, and you can give it back to them so that they know what their grades are. You can also look at the form and you can check their responses here. You would see some of the insights: points scored, frequently missed questions. You can release the scores directly from here, from the form. This release scores will send the scores back to the email address that they have provided in the form. Yet two of them have not responded yet, so that is showing up here. All the names, IDs, all the questions, you get a lot of different insights from here. So yeah, that's basically it for creating quizzes online. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. Thank you.